Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Morning Life Scope with True Heart Speaks. I am Deetra Trueheart, your life purpose generator, purpose provoker, and I Speak Life mentor. I'm here to help you get out of your own way and get to the business of living. Hello, Lawanda. Hey, Kimbe. Hey, Glenn B. Allen. Hello, everybody joining on Periscope, Instagram, and Facebook. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Hey, Janice. Hey, Nikita. Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Praying you all had a fantabulous first week of April. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, 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 beautiful people. Good morning. Can you all hear me clearly? Good morning. All right. Good morning, everybody. So if this is your first time, welcome and good morning. Again, I am Deetra Trueheart. Hey, Lisa. Good morning, love. Good morning, everybody. If this is your first time, let's double tap the screen and give hearts. If you're on Periscope, you can swipe right on the iPhone, swipe up on the Android. If you are on Instagram, just join in and just let me know that you're here. If you are on the replay, feel free to DM me. Feel free to let me know that you enjoyed this message. Feel free to inbox me or DM me on Twitter via Periscope. And just let me know how you're doing. And if you enjoyed today's message, we are here every single Monday morning. Good morning, Deanna. Good morning, Michelle. Hello, everybody joining in. We are here every single Monday morning, except the first 3 days of the month if they fall on those days, or if it's a holiday or something, or I'm just tired. But every single Monday morning from 7:15 to 7:45, I'm here with the Morning Life Scope. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, love. No problem. That's why we're here. So you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you on the replay. But good morning, everybody. So I'm here every single Monday morning from 7:15 to 7:45 with a daily dose, a weekly dose of motivation. And so today we're going to talk about why you don't do better when you know better. And so before we do that, let's just do our own due diligence and share. So I'm going to share. I'm going to make sure folks know that we are live and in full effect. And in the meantime, good morning, Susan. Good morning, Faye. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to do my due diligence and share. And then I'm going to come back, and then we're going to have some juicy conversation. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for sharing. Good morning, everybody. So if you're just coming in, I am just sharing very quickly. Good morning, Melina. Good morning. I thought I was late and missed the message. Oh, that's so funny. No, you are right on time, boo. Right on time. You haven't missed anything. I was just doing an introduction and telling folks who are new a little bit about the Morning Life Scope. Good morning, Dr. T. I apologize. Yesterday was crazy. As soon as I got to church, I got your text message, and from the way that my day went, I looked at it, meant to respond once I got to church. And so thank you, though, for thinking of me. Yesterday was one of those days. Sundays, y'all know, is a work day for me. So it was one of those days, but it ended up being a better day. All right. So I'm just sharing those of you who are here. If you are on Periscope, swipe right on the iPhone, swipe up on the Android. If you are on Instagram, feel free to just hang out and give hearts. If you're on Facebook, you can hit the share button, I believe now on the computer and on your phone, to invite and let folks know that we are live. morning. Hey, Tamika. Good morning, love. How are you? Hey, Dr. Celeste. Good morning. How are you? Good morning, Nina. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? It's been forever. Good morning. I'm sending you a virtual hug, Dr. Celeste. Thank you. Thank you. It's growing and I'm trying to figure out what to do with it. So you all give me a couple of seconds. I'm just sharing on Facebook, and then we're going to get through to the conversation of what we're talking about today. So we're talking about why you don't do better when you know better, right? And so this is our quick morning motivational message that will get you through through this week. And again, like I say, when we're sharing our weekly messages, this isn't always just for this week. Like, this may be something you need to ruminate over and ponder and chew on. Yes, this is the shirt, Dr. T. So as I'm sharing, everybody, those of you, if you weren't at my event and I told you I was doing pre-orders for my off the shoulder shirt, this is the shirt that I have. It's $35. I'm doing pre-orders, and you can order through Friday. I'm going to place my order next Monday. I'm going to place my order next Monday. So if anybody ordered already, just know that I'm doing a group order because these are not in stock. So I want to make sure that I'm ordering for those who have ordered. So this is the shirt. I normally wear a small. This is a medium. I want it to be a little cute, right? So it comes in black. You can go to trueheartspeaks.com/boutique. I would say so. I mean, you can see, but like, I've got some room in here. Like, I've got about this much room. Like, if you can kind of see without, though, I'll pull it this way so you can see. Like, I've got about this much room. So I like it to be a little baggy, so I can have a little room. So again, like, it is pretty true. It's got the 3/4 sleeves. So at any rate, if you're interested, you can go to trueheartspeaks.com/boutique, trueheartspeaks.com/boutique, and you can order your shirt. So let me just press this so we can start having conversation here. Sinuses in the morning times. All right. Good morning, Ashley. All right. So let's have some conversation here. Let's talk a little bit about the saying, when we know better, we do better, right? When we know better, we do better. This is a new month, a new conversation, new motivation, right? And so every week we have something new that we're doing, a new conversation that we're talking about that really is just helping you to get out of your own way, get to the business of living so that you can live purposefully, grow spiritually, and lead authentically. And so last week, I'm not even sure if it was motivated by the anniversary of Dr. Maya Angelou's birthday, or just something in general. I think there was something that happened, and at the end of the day, the saying that when you know better, you do better, it popped up into my head. And I started to think to myself and saying that that's not true. Like, it really is not true. When you know better, you should do better, right? When you know better, you should do better. But a lot of us know better and we don't do better. And I'm not sure why, you know what I mean? And which is why we're going to have this question today, answer and talk about this question. But I just kind of feel like when you know better, you should do better. You should, kind of make things better than what it is. Like, now that I know better, like, I want to do better. And for whatever reason, we don't. And I say collectively, we don't. Like, we all have been in a space where we know what we should do, but we don't do, right? We make assumptions that because we know better, because people know better, that they will do better, or whatever the case. But I feel like sometimes we don't know how. So it's not necessarily, that we know better. It's that we don't know how to do better, right? And so Organic Me 8 says lazy or difficulty stepping outside one's comfort zone, right? And so part of stepping outside of your comfort zone, I think, is really not knowing how to do better. Like you really, you sometimes you need somebody to show you how to do that thing. And you have to admit first, like, yes, I know better. Like I do know better, but like I just don't necessarily know how to do better. I know that I need to eat better. I just don't know how to make that change. I don't know what that looks like for me. Yes, I know I need to start doing better in my finances. I just don't know how to do that. I don't know what that looks like for me, right? Yes, right. Lack of knowledge could be a barrier. And so I think it's important for us, and I really want to have this conversation as we step into a new month. The other thing I think this came from is really as we are coming out of one quarter and into a new quarter, out of 1 month and into a new month. And some of us get stuck in like, dang, like we're 4 months in and I'm still not doing what I know I need to do. And I think you really need to ask yourself, do I know how to do what I know I need to do? Like real talk. And so if we don't know how to do what we know we're supposed to do, it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with us. It just means you don't have the know-how. You don't have the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And so like, let's take away the basics, right? Hey, cuz, how are you? Good morning. Let's take away the basics. I know I need to be drinking more water. So easily for me, I can either go buy more water. I can boil water. I mean, there's multiple things that we can do. We say, well, I don't have money to buy water. Well, boil it and put it in the refrigerator and drink it. Like that's how the old people used to purify the water, is boiling water. So if you don't want to pay for the water, or go get a filter, a Brita, and go get a $7 filter, put it in your refrigerator and drink your water. Like some of that stuff, the minimal basics, like some of that stuff, that's not the stuff that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about drinking water, right? I'm not talking about like saving money. Like I'm not talking about, and some people don't know how to save money, right? But some of it is simple things like drinking your morning water with lemon in it now, right? And so it says sometimes people have difficulty treating themselves better. Absolutely. And so this is really what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to challenge you at the end of this conversation to really think about why we're not doing better when we know to do better, right? And some of it is because we don't know how. And, and there's an example that I said, like, if you know you need to start saving money, stop shopping, stop eating out, stop spending your money on things that don't help you get to your goal. But then I say, what happens when you don't know how to save, right? What happens, like, for example, if you don't know how to stop drinking? What happens if you don't know, like there's addiction, like there's some things that are deeper than the first part of that is admitting, right? You got to admit, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't really know what I'm doing. Like, I know to do better. I don't know how to do better. Whatever your better is. We have to stop playing games around things and allowing to some extent pride and the enemy to speak those messages of, well, what are other people going to think when they find out you don't know how to do X, Y, and Z? Who in the world cares? Because at the end of the day, good morning, India. Hey, Nakia. Good morning, everybody joining in. At the end of the day, you are hurting yourself so much more than you are allowing all of that stuff to hold you back. And so sometimes it's fear, like, well, I'm afraid, like I'm afraid to do something different. I'm afraid to step out of my comfort zone. And there's a question that I used to ask that I will be going back to asking at the end of all of our monthly motivational, when we used to do our Life Scope masterclasses. And the question I would ask is, what is it costing you? How much has it cost you to stay where you are? How much has it cost you? Whatever the topic was, the question at hand is, what is it costing you to know better but not do better? What is it costing you to not know how to do? What is it really costing you? It is costing you something. It may not be costing you anything financially, but it is costing you emotionally. It is costing you mentally. It is costing you spiritually. It is costing you psychologically. It might be costing you relationally. There may be a breakdown in relationships because you have not admitted that there are some things you don't know how to do. And so at the end of the day, what is it that you need to be doing that you don't know how to do? And this is real talk conversation. Like some of us, like I had a conversation with somebody who says, I've been going to church. I've been, here for a little while, but I just don't feel like there's any major change. And so that person wanted to do better, but didn't necessarily know how You know what I'm saying? How to build that relationship, right? And so, really get into a place of when you're learning how to read the Bible, learning how to dissect the Bible, learning how to pray, learning how to have conversation with God. Basic things that we know we should be doing, but we don't know how. And so I don't want you to let pride, I don't want you to let embarrassment, I don't want you to let, I don't want, yes, Dr. Celeste says, if you lack wisdom, ask. We have to get to a point where we start connecting ourselves, and more importantly, even to God, right? And start saying, God, send people to me to show me how to do this. Take me in your word, connect me, take me online, whatever the case is. Show me how to do this. Send me to people who can help me, right? Nikita says, I think it's the fear of shame that hinders most of us. Most of us find it difficult that to admit that we're lacking in a particular area. And I absolutely agree. And I absolutely think that is a trick of the enemy, because he wants us to think that we are the only ones going through the mess that we're going through. And so we don't say anything about it. We think we are the only ones who don't know how to do X, Y, and Z. We think that we are on this isolated island and that we're the only ones who haven't figured this thing out. We're the only ones who haven't mastered this one thing. Everybody else looks like, especially on this highlight reel of social media, everybody look like they got it going on. Everybody looks like they're saving money. Everybody looks like they're exercising. Everybody looks like they done turned, vegetarian. They ain't eating meat. They didn't have no pepperonis last night like I did. At the end of the day, and I just say to each his own, there is no judgment on each side. You know what I'm saying? But everybody is, everybody is seeing things from I want to see some low light reels, not the highlight, the low light reels. Let's have real conversation about what's really going on in our lives. And y'all know I try to keep it as transparent as possible without exposing, everything. Because my husband why are you telling all the business? But at the end of the day, I feel like, some of us need to see other people go. I don't want to see you in the aftermath. I want to see you in the go through. And this is why you all see me in this process, the highs and the lows, the ups and the downs, as I'm growing and my responsibilities with ministry is changing. My ability to be on social media is changing because life is changing in so many different areas. And so for me, I feel like we have to be in a space where when we see other people, right? We see other people who are, okay, well, I see them doing this. Maybe I can have conversation with them about this. And to say, and to be okay to say, you know what? I know that I should be doing this. I'm just not sure I know how. And there is no shame in it. I think when you just start I don't even know if this is a word, unshaming yourself about what you know but don't know how to do, it releases power from the enemy because he no longer has a hold on you. He no longer has a hold on you as it relates. It says, I think sometimes people only want to hear the good stuff. Maybe they do, but I don't care. At the end of the day, some days I'm tired. Some days, there are days that I come home and I'm tired. I don't want to get on social media. I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to do any of that kind of stuff. And it's not a good or a bad thing. It's I'm tired thing. And I said this in a post. Let me see if I can pull this post up I shared this in my I Speak Life group. And for me, this is the reality of where I am. Let me just really quickly pull this up. So it says the last 4 to 6 weekends have been nonstop for me. It says life check lesson. When you get what you pray for, plus a little more, ride the train, take small breaks, take time to breathe, nap, and look up for a few minutes. But be mindful that when you ask for more and you get it, remember what you prayed for. Remember that to whom much is given, much is required. And remember that this is the beginning. And so at the end of the day, for me, much of where I am is what I prayed for. Whether it's literally or just, Lord, use me however you want to use me. And so when God expands you in certain areas, there are certain things that you no longer are able to do, or you have to guard your time, or you have to. And so for me, I'm learning that where I am, and even though some days it's overwhelming with the responsibilities of managing ministry, managing a business, starting my nonprofit, well, not starting, but the girls started over the weekend. We had our first week of YMBP, and doing it all at the same time and thinking like, this can't possibly be the way that this is supposed to be. And when the reality is, yes, when you think of the magnitude of what Jesus did and how he did it over the 3 years that he was on this earth, he made a point to be intentional about pulling away. And so for you, as your responsibilities grow, some of you, like, the part is I don't know how to pull away as my responsibilities grow greater. I don't know how to be on social media the way I was before and do what I'm doing now. And so I have to figure out that balance without shaming myself and without any explanation to you all. No respect, because y'all know that I love you, but in trying to figure this thing out. And so for you, you have to find your way and connect with people and things that help you. Ryan says, what if you're finding it difficult to break old habits? I think the easiest way for that is just to replace the old habit with a new and more positive habit, right? And so if you're breaking it, it's one day at a time, right? It's one day at a time. It's accountability, finding somebody who you can be accountable to, whatever that old habit is, right? And sometimes it's not just necessarily breaking old habits, it's destroying yokes, it's soul ties, it's something that you're emotionally connected to. And so it takes time, it takes prayer, it takes sacrificing, it takes fasting. And so some of the things, like and some of us don't know how to do those things. It says this topic, do you think this is the reason why we have difficulty following God's will for us? So absolutely. Sometimes it may be because we don't know how to, and sometimes the pride is that we don't want to, because there's certain things we got to give up in order to follow God. There's certain things that you can't do anymore that you that God is when God is requiring more of you in certain areas. Certain things you can no longer do, certain people you can no longer hang with, certain things you no longer begin to say. And so if you've been hanging around God for a period of time and there is no change in you, I question what you're really doing during that time, because the power of God is so powerful that if you are doing the thing in the way he is, even if you're just reading his word consistently, there is a change that happens when you connect with God and when his word connects with you. And so some of us are are teetering and tottering between in and out. And so you want to still kind of do your little thing, but you still also want to be connected to God. And then you wonder why stuff is wavering. We cannot do that anymore. We can't do that anymore. We cannot do that anymore. And so there is a higher level of responsibility and accountability that comes when you ask God in its simplest form, God, use me. And when you ask God to use you, but then when he starts to put you in places that you never really imagine yourself being in, remember the prayer that you prayed. Remember the requests that you put out. Remember that, because at the end of the day, sometimes you telling God to use you is not really you telling God, okay, this is how I want you to use me. And God is saying, listen, I'm not submissive to you. You submissive to me. And so when you tell me that you're ready for me to use you, I'm going to use you in the way that I want to use you, whether you think you're ready or not, because I created you. I made you. I know what's in you. I know more about you than you know about you. And so, let me close. Y'all get me excited. Take a little bit of this drink here. All right. So let me bring it down a notch, right? So at the end of the day, I think the first step, obviously Ashley says, so what happens with his bad habits? I think you just kind of have to really kind of decide like how bad of a habit it is, right? Like smoking, drinking, and I'm not saying drinking from a standpoint of a glass of wine here or there. I'm talking about addiction type stuff, like stuff that you're addicted to that you can't go without. You know what I mean? Absolutely, Sharon. He'll place you where he wants you to be. If we want this for ourselves, we have to be honest and stop being placated. Absolutely. And I think that also comes when there is a sacrifice that comes with that. You know what I'm saying? There's a total sacrifice that comes with that. And so I think, there just has to be a point when we have to admit that we know better, but we aren't sure that we're doing better, right? Or that we know how to do better. And I think we just have to stop letting pride keep us from doing better. We have to get out of our own way. We have to ask for help if we don't know how to do better. And sometimes you may not necessarily know who to ask, but ask people around you that you trust. Like, I may not necessarily know anything about, I don't know. Let's just say I don't know how, I may not know how to help you get your credit better, but I can connect you to some people who do. And so the prayer could also be, Lord, connect me to some people. If they don't know how to help me, help them to connect me to some people who can help me. Right. But again, I think you have to get out of your own way. You have to. Good morning, love. How are you? Good morning, everybody who's joining. I'm getting ready to shut down in about 3 minutes. I'm going to pray and let y'all go. And so I'm closing out the conversation. Read a book, Google it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much information out there now that there's no excuse for not how to get out of your own way. You know what I mean? But I think at the end of the day, don't get caught out there with and this is the key, don't get caught out there with the attitude of, I know what to do, right? Well, I know what to do. I know you know what to do, right? Don't roll your neck at me. But in another 1, 3, 5, or 10 years, when you're still in the same place, it's not necessarily about knowing what to do. It's about doing it. And knowing how to do it, right? You knew what to do, but you didn't do it. And so we have to get to a place where we are tired, sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of being in the same place and knowing we need to do different and we don't. Right? And so your lesson for this week is simply ask for help and get out of your own way. Absolutely. It's simply take some time, get your journal out, sit down and really just, think about some of the things that you want to change in your life. Think about some of the things that you've been saying, like, I know I need to do this. I know I need to get this. And here's the thing. I do not want you to overwhelm yourself with a whole list of things and shut down, right? There are a ton of things. Pick one. Like, pick one thing that maybe over this last quarter, not over the last 10 years, but the first 3 months that you've been saying, like, I know I need to do this, but you haven't. And really identify, like, okay, what does it look like on the other side if I actually do what I know to do? What does that look like for me, right? And who possibly do I need to help me do? Like, do I know how to do it? Like, that's a simple question. Do I know how to do it? What is it that I know I need to do? Do I know how to do it? And if I know how to do it, why am I not doing it? Get honest with yourself, get ugly with yourself, and look yourself in the mirror. Why am I not doing it if I know what to do? But if I don't know what to do, or I don't know how to do it, right, then I have to get to a place of saying, okay, Lord, show me, or send me to somebody, or even just some of us just have to get over, like, sometimes you just have to say, does anybody know anybody who knows how to meal plan? Does anybody know anybody who knows how to whatever? Does anybody know anybody who knows how to whatever? I need somebody to clean my house. Does anybody know anybody who knows somebody in the Atlanta, Georgia area who can clean like, sometimes we just have to get to the place of saying, who do you know? Right? A closed mouth don't get fed. And so take some time to get real with yourself, write it down, reflect this week. This is your weekly assignment. And take some time to reflect and really ask yourself, what is it that you know to do that you are not doing? And if you know how to do it, why aren't you doing it? But if you don't know how to do it, who can you reach out to, and where can you find it? Maybe Google it, get a book. I don't care, whatever. But you know what needs to be done. You haven't done anything about it. And and the other part is, and this is one of the last things, and then I'm going to pray, is it says, when you get real with yourself and ask yourself why you haven't done anything, respond with, is it pride? Is it shame? Is it embarrassment? Or is it lack of knowledge? Is it pride? Is it shame? Is it embarrassment? Or is it lack of knowledge? And then, as I just stated, identify one thing you can do to get moving. One thing. So you all will be excited to know that starting at the end of this month, I will be doing a monthly accountability call. Which really kind of stemmed kind of before, but right after my I Speak Life empowerment experience for women. the word accountability kind of just kept coming in, that we really need accountability. Some of you don't need coaching, you need accountability. Like, you know what to do. You just need somebody to say, okay, so you're supposed to be doing X, Y, and Z this week or last week or this month. Why haven't you been doing it? And so part of the membership program that I'm going to be launching is going to be that accountability piece. But the accountability piece will take place first. I'm actually learning to get out of my own way and stopping. I'm no longer overthinking this thing, and I'll add components and pieces to it as it comes, right? Just because of with everything that I have going on and being mindful of my own schedule or whatever. But there will be, and you all will probably hear about it definitely next week. But it will probably be the last Sunday or Monday. I'm still trying to figure out which day it's going to be. It will be paid, and there will be an option to pay on a monthly stamp, like just recurring every month. But it's really accountability. And so for me to be able to hold you accountable, to be able to coach you in a minor way on those Q&A and coaching calls, accountability calls, but to be in a space where I can hold you accountable. And so I'll talk a little bit more about that, but I feel like this conversation is really connected to that now that I'm just kind of coming to the conclusion of it, is that some of you really, the reason why you don't know how is because you don't have anybody to ask, and you don't have anybody who you're accountable to, who can hold your feet to the fire, who can kick you in the butt and say, listen, like, we don't have time. Stop playing around, stop pussyfooting, and stop, let's get this thing moving. You've been playing games way too long. So with that being said, you have your assignment, you have your message. Let me pray. I'm going to let y'all go so I can get Dallas ready for school. If you're interested in buying a sweater, my little cute sweatshirt, you can go to trueheartspeaks.com/boutique, trueheartspeaks.com/boutique. They're $35 plus shipping and handling. And I'm going to be ordering them next Monday. So if you have all week, I'll be sharing this throughout the week. If you want one, you can get one. They're black. They run in sizes small through 2X. This is a medium that I'm wearing, and so it's kind of big. I probably could have done the small, but I did the medium because I wanted a little baggy. So let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time and this space. We thank you, God, for just an opportunity to be checked today. New month, new conversation, new motivation. And so, Lord, many of us know what to do. We know that we're supposed to do something, but we don't know how to do it, right? We know to do better, but we aren't doing better. And so, Father, on this day and this week, God, I'm just asking that you would help us to get real with ourselves, help us to get real with you. Maybe we're looking for a deeper relationship with you and we don't know how to do it. Maybe we're looking to learn more about how to pray and we don't know how to do it. Maybe we're looking to eat better and we don't know how to do it. Maybe we're looking to be in a space where, I don't know, like whatever it is, God, that we have said that we know to do it. Like we know that we need to be doing it and we're not doing it. And so this week, Lord, just help us to get clear with ourselves. Help us to be honest with ourselves. Help us to stop lying to ourselves about why we haven't started a certain thing or done a certain thing or whatever the case may be, and be honest, whether we're afraid, whether, we're nervous, whether, it's something outside of our comfort zone, whether we don't know how to do it. Whatever it may be, I come against that spirit of pride, the spirit of fear, that spirit of shame, that spirit of rejection, anything that would keep us from taking our next best step to getting out of our own way and doing what it is that we know to do. And so rather than continuously saying, when you know better, you do better, I think when you know how to do better, you do better. And so help us to know how to do better. Teach us how to do what it is that we know to do, God, and help us. Give us what we need, Lord. And so we honor you this day, God. We magnify you this day, Lord. We thank you for the beginning of a new week, new opportunities, new blessings, new mercies each and every day, new favor that we are walking into, new strength of yours. So your strength is made perfect in our weakness. So we don't have to be strong for anybody. We can be weak and you can carry that thing. And so we honor you for your strength and your protection. We honor you for your love. We honor you for just being God, right? And so we just ask that you again for this week, bring it to our remembrance, Lord. Don't let us just watch today and then forget. But help us each and every day process this thing that we talked about today about why we don't do better when we know better. And so we will give you all the honor. We'll give you all the glory. We'll give you all the praise. not only today, but this week, this month, and this year, as you continue to stretch us, as you continue to broaden our horizons, as you continue to open our eyes a little bit brighter. We love you. We honor you in Jesus' name. Amen. So you have your mission. Whether you choose to take it, it is up to you, right? Mission. Your mission has been sent out. Do I have any of the green t-shirts? I do not. Those are all gone. I'm thinking about bringing them back though, but right now they're all gone. I'm actually thinking about revamping my whole, not even thinking, I'm working on it. And so this is one of the new shirts that I'm going to be putting out there. But hopefully, good morning. How are you, Clouds 592? Good morning, everybody. Hey, Angie. Good morning. Hey, Tashiko. Hey, everybody. So hopefully this was really good. Hopefully you all, hello, Woman of Vision. Good morning, everybody. This was good for you. And so later on today, if you're on Instagram and you want to check it out, it's at facebook.com/TrueHeartSpeaks. So you can go to periscope.tv/TrueHeartSpeaks to check out the replay or to share it. And then those of you who are live, make sure you share this with somebody, tag somebody. I appreciate you all joining me this Monday morning for the Monday morning motivation of the Morning Life Scope. First time ever. Well, welcome, Ricky 42171. I am excited that you are here. Hopefully you'll join me next Monday. I'm here every Monday from 7:15 to 7:45 for the Morning Life Scope. My name is Deetra Trueheart, and Life Purpose Generator, Purpose Provoker, I Speak Life Mentor, speaker, author, ministry leader, influencer, mentor, tons of titles, but just somebody with a heart to help all of us, including me, get out of our own way and get to the business of living, so that we can just be the best that we can be, not only for God, but ourselves and our families. So I love y'all. Thank you all for sharing. I'll see y'all next week. Be on the lookout in the next week or so for registration for the accountability call, our first accountability call. And if God gives me the stuff that I need to put everything together, I'll actually be launching the membership starting next week as well. But I at least want to open up registration for the accountability call, which will take place probably Monday evening. It'll be the last Sunday or Monday of the month. So at any rate, I am putting myself out there and not overthinking this thing anymore and figuring out as I go. Sometimes that's what you just got to do. Like, you got to do like God says and go to a place that I will show you. Just take off. And so I'm going to a place. I'm not sure where it's going to end up, but I just know that that monthly accountability, the monthly connection is something. And then even creating trainings that you all can have access to virtually on demand is something that I'm working on as well. And so at any rate, I love y'all. Y'all have an awesome week. I'll see y'all next Monday. Be blessed. Make sure you be light and love. And I think that's it. Later, Gators. Bye.